Go live, young lady. Oh, it says I am live for 7 seconds. So, thank you for coming and welcome to GQUAT Garden Quilt and Art Show, where good friends become family and family is everything. I almost have 1,500 members. I'm going to do a small giveaway for subscribers, I should say, and subscribers only. And every time you get near like a big number, like 100, 200, 1,400, it's like taking people away. It's not adding anything, but it's okay. It is what it is. Let it be what it is. Hello, Maria Graham. Thank you for coming. My Renaissance grandma. Thank you. I was just watching you live, not live, a video where you were preserving things. I wish I could show you this 15-pound bag of basmati rice under the chair. I just bought 2 dozen quarts of new jars, and I have to tighten up my game. No more excuses about my little raggedy surgery. Hi, Sissy Joanne Stevens. Thank you for coming and welcome, welcome, welcome. Let me see if I can pull up the chat on my phone. So how's that? What's everybody doing? Who's growing? Who's eating? Who's doing what? What's going on in the world? Me, I've been catching up on my rest and taking care of my surgical leg. I think that pretty soon YouTube will tell people that I'm live. I'm trying to figure it out because I didn't even get to notice my own self. Let me see. Okay, Garden Quilt and Art Show. Hola, mi hermana, Yankee Sister Olmsted. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I did a little grocery haul this week just for the Pure D, whatever. I want to thank everybody who's in the bushes. I would like to thank people who are here for the first time, subscribers, moderators, everyone who has supported the channel from day one and or who has donated to the channel in any way. You know, whether it was sending seeds or just saying hello, a card, something. By the way, I'm still doing the fabric postcards. If anyone ever wants to send me one that they made by hand, it could be paper, it could be anything that's handmade, I will be happy to send you one of my signature, one of a kind art fabric postcards. And Joanne Stevens says she's eating and growing. She's enjoying. Her big sister planted a little kitchen garden out there. I want to say it was about the 1st of December by the time I got it fertilized and stopped partying for my birthday and got them in the ground. And the greens I planted like collards, kale, you name it, arugula. I planted them really close together and I didn't explain it to her. So I told her to just use them as microgreens to go in her salad. Joanne Stevens is saying, hello, Maria Graham. Yankee said, hello, Mother. I talked to Mom a little while ago. Yesterday would have been her mother. Her mother was born in 1911, Mrs. Ella Thomas, in the Uniontown area of Pennsylvania. My mother's whole family goes back there hundreds of years. And it would have been my grandmother's 113th birthday. I look like her. I'm height challenged. All of my sisters and brothers are tall like my dad. I'm not tall. I'm 5'3.5". I am what I am. Yankee sister say hello, Mother. Hello, Mother. So I know Yankee sister's probably in her garage planting. I will say that, let me give a shout out to WIG 2023 with Mike's Chaotic Gardening. and GT Junior grows in Alaska. That is a winter indoor growing that started in 2023. That's why it's WIG 2023. And Planter HGC Herb Garden Challenge started last Saturday. I got mine in by the tip of the hairs on my chinny chin chin because it was difficult. I had difficulty uploading it. I had a doctor's appointment on Friday. I went live on Saturday. It was just rough. I took a nap. I woke up. Yankee Sister says she's loved ironing. Oh, guess what? I have a quart of molasses. I was going to tell you about my little haul. I don't tape every single thing that I do because I'm always doing something. I don't want to bore you guys, but I got a gallon of molasses, a 5-gallon jar of peanut butter. It's going to mommy's house. Sharita, my granddaughter, likes to make shakes and other things with it. I already have natural Skippy peanut butter to make cookies with. I got the big thing of oatmeal, Quaker old fashioned oatmeal, because I make the bestest oatmeal cookies. I make peanut butter cookies. I'm not allowed to make a lot of sweets for the house, but on holidays and Easter's coming up, Mother's Day will be coming up, lots of birthdays. My great grandson had a birthday. My granddaughter had a birthday. I posted a little video. My son had a birthday. He flew from LA to the DMV area to see his sister and celebrate with his niece and nephew their birthdays. Then he used his sister's car and drove all the way to Connecticut nonstop. Went to see his mom, which is me. Then he went to see his grandmother. They have the cutest video together, both of them on one of my little neck bone pillows, and she's rubbing his face, talking about her first grandson. This man is 53 years old. He could be some of y'all's father and grandfathers. And he was so happy to see his grandma, and they were just holding hands and hugging each other. They're just so cute together. Family is everything. Those of you, I see somebody on Facebook with the thumbs up. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Those of you with the wrenches, that means you are moderators and helping keep, the riffraff out of where they're not supposed to be. So put a one in the chat if you've started growing for the summer season, whether you started in 2023, whether you've got food in the yard. I know you do, Sissy, because somebody helped you and you're eating already. I have nothing to eat that's growing. I do have a lot. I planted 10 herbs for the planter grow off. Then Yankee Sister said one. She's showing off. I have a whole quart of molasses for you when you pick up your stash. I'm returning some of your jars where I ate your food, my Renaissance grandma, where I ate her tomato sauce, her green sauce, all of her other stuff she gave me. Put a 2 in the chat if those of you who are working on something like arts or crafts or doing something. You saw that, Yankee Sister? Yes. So I put it in the fridge because my Renaissance grandma, and she already has her stuff together. I don't own a jar sealer. I have to get one of those. So I wipe the tops off with white vinegar when I put them in the quart jars, and then I just put them in the fridge until I use them, because I use the molasses with white sugar to make my own brown sugar. The last time I made oatmeal cookies for what was it, Christmas or something? Everybody said those were the best oatmeal cookies that Nana ever made. Ever made. The names in green. Oh, I'm just lifting up my leg. I do I do have my ice pack on it, you guys. It's a knee-shaped ice pack, and it goes above. My knee is cut out, so I'm being good. You will propagate things growing inside to put outside in May, plus whatever he starts in April. Yeah, my last frost date is April 30th, but I've seen it snow in May here in Connecticut. My dad, oh, those of you asked me about this big old watch I always wear. This was my dad's everyday watch when he retired, and he would look at it every day. For a while, I was staying at the house like in 1999, 2000, when I moved from California to Connecticut, and I bought a house in New Haven. But you have the same knee icer. I have two of these. I keep them in there. But you know what? I bought, no, my mother bought the ice therapy machine because insurance doesn't pay for you to rent one anymore. Karen's little garden. Thanks for coming. I have to show you guys some crafty stuff in a minute. And my mother bought one brand new. She let me borrow it. It didn't have the cord in it. I took the cord from my bobbin winder. It still wouldn't work. My son called the company. He looked at the videos. He read the book. We couldn't get it going. So I ordered a second one on Amazon. Meanwhile, my foot blew up like I had elephantitis. My lower leg blew up. My thigh blew up. I thought my stitches were going to pop. Then I called my doctor, and he was like, my surgeon, and he's like, well, you have two choices. You can come in or you can elevate it. I've been elevating it since I got out of the hospital, and nothing is working. Then I saw him Friday. I'm like, you better be glad I couldn't get here because I wanted to choke you, Dr. Nelson. He started laughing. Oh, I was not happy with him, but guess what? This $250, $300 I put on my credit card to get the ice machine, it's going right back. What I did get, and a subscriber and my son helped me to get it, I bought an ice maker. This is the first time since, I want to say, the 1970s that I ever had a refrigerator that didn't have the water in the door, the ice, all that stuff. So I bought a separate machine that makes ice. So every 9 minutes it's making ice. And I can put it in those old-fashioned bags. When I was a little girl, my mother had a blue one that you screw the top on and you can put something hot. Hey, Fruit Wellness with Frugal Mama. I see you exercising. I'm usually doing my exercises. My helper gets here at 6 o'clock in the morning, and I use that as an excuse to stay out of her way and to do my own PT. Old girl, I exercise. I exercise every day. I always have. Even when I was in the hospital, they give you surgery. They get you up that same day and have you out walking and doing things, sitting in a chair. So Wellness with Frugal Mama says, hello everybody and welcome. And she has an interesting channel. She chats and talks about other things. So I want to talk about, I see 13 of you in the chat. I hope I have 13 thumbs up. Let me look and see. I appreciate every one of you. I know that some of you are in the bushes. Why? Because it's daytime. And let me see. Let me go Garden Quilt and Art. Let me see. I'm live streaming here. Oh, there's everybody. So I do have 13 thumbs up, and there are 13 people in here. Thanks, each and every one of you. I appreciate sifting some soil. Girlfriend, you are breaking those squats down. If those of you haven't seen it, Bougie Prepper had a squat contest, but not a contest, a squat challenge. And several people were doing that. I've been doing squats since I had a hip replacement a couple years ago. Then I had a knee replacement, and that was some of the exercises. But I read that that's the one exercise that people over 60 should do. Why? Because it helps you get up out of the chair. I couldn't I couldn't use my legs to get up after my knee replacement surgery last week. So I had to use my abs and my quadriceps, my glutes. That's my little butt muscle. Oh, actually, they're not that little, but that's what squats help. And I'm in pretty good shape for a 75-year-old. I may not be shaped all that good, but I'm in good shape. My heart, my everything. They find a way to find things to charge my insurance company with because they say I'm the perfect candidate. So let's talk. Let's talk about the G in GQUAT. It stands for gardening. So I told you everything that I have planted. I found some beets. Somebody was going to send me some beets. I wanted some Detroit Reds. Sissy, my sister Joanne Stevens, has some beets growing. And for those of you who have never grown beets, beets grow in clusters. Like for every beet that you have, it'll be a little pod with about 5 of them in there. Last year, I'm making some seeds because how do you all like my sweater? How do you like this hand crocheted sweater? Speaking of sifting some soil, well, this was handmade by F.R. Humphrey, my little sister, and she sent it to me. And the dumbest thing happened. If I have something in this apartamiento that I want to find, I have to make it pink or some color that I don't normally use. If it's anything, any color of purple or even turquoise, my backup color, I can't find it. I ironed a purple shirt to match the purple in my sweater. And guess what? I don't know where I put it. I remember putting it on a hanger. I can't find it. I have so many things to show you. Joanne Stevens says, yes, those beets are growing good. And, for beets, like most veggies, most root veggies, you can eat the tops and the roots. Karen's Little Garden says it's very pretty. It's very comfortable. I have on, I'm not going to stick, well, let me see. This is my operation leg, but I can still get it up. This is the one where they operated here, but you see, my abs are strong. And I took the ice pack off of it because I do my little squats. Did you start the squashes, Joanne? I don't think I put the squashes in, but Mike, you guys, look at this. Last year, I put one aside in the winter. I'm going to cut this one open. Maria Graham says she's starting her strawberry plants tomorrow. So I'm going to cut this butternut squash out. It's full. It's full. It's full of seeds. This sweater is so warm and soft. I think I sweet talked my mother because one of my nieces sent me a whole bag of this beautiful purple yarn. So, Casing's 55. How are you? So I told my mom she makes those beautiful Afghans called a rose in bloom. And I told her if she makes one for sale, I will put it up for you guys to buy. And, you know, my mother's so sharp. I won't say her age, right? And she said, you're always saying my age and telling everybody that. No, I'm not going to say that. But I tried to get her to make another one for me. And you know what she said? She said, I already made you one in purple. She did. And she made me one in a dusty rose pink. I'm thinking about selling the rose pink one and giving the money for her for some special project. Mike said that's a color. I love the deep royal purple. So I'm going to pop this one open. Last year, when I opened it up and let it dry, there were some seeds already germinating inside because I've had this one just sitting on the table since October when I went to Arizona. Joanne Stevens says, not yet, Mike. She didn't plant the squashes, but she was starting to plant some seeds this week. Mike, I did plant that. What is it? The something Georgia candy roaster squash. I have it in a little cup over there. That's one of the things I'm growing for myself. The moringa seeds I planted for myself. I planted some other things. Why? Because it's my garden and I do whatever I want to do in mine. But I have a community garden and it's 8 feet by 50 feet, 40 feet. It's very big. It's very big, but it's mostly shade. But the thing of it is that I don't have to pay anything for it. All I have to do is take care of it. So I'm appreciative. I live in a senior handicapped apartment. It's not that far from here. I can get to it. I still have two little butternuts left from last year. Oh, Yankee's sister has two butternut squash seeds. These things grew fast. Psalm 146 planted some in Detroit, and boy, they grew, they grew, they grew. So in my arrow garden, just for myself and my family, I planted lipstick pepper, pumpkin pepper, somebody Joe pepper. I planted, oh gosh, can't think of it, but I planted 5 squashes and I've never been able to grow rosemary from seed in the arrow garden. So in each pod of the arrow garden, I put I put 3 seeds. If they grow, I'll separate them and do something. So I just want to thank you all for being part of the garden quilt and art show. When I say arts, I'm talking about the heritage arts, I'm talking about fine arts, I'm talking about reading, anything that they call the arts. So I went to the doctor Friday. I told you I wanted to choke him, right? So who says that? Who says that to the doctor? He just laughed. He's very athletic. He could probably take me down. He's not very big, but you could tell he's in good shape. I go to an orthopedic surgeon who takes care of a lot of athletes in the New York, Connecticut area in the different colleges. And so I have one more session of at home physical therapy. And then starting next Wednesday, I will be going to the orthopedic gym for them to twist me and break me into shape. So when I was going to see him last Friday, I said butternut is good, but butternut squash is also something. Yeah, I'm talking about butternut squash. I like the soups. I like everything about it. I have some in the freezer still. So when I went to the doctor, I wanted to wear a skirt because I didn't want to have to change clothes, put on that little gown with your butt out, and do all that. So I haven't worn skirts a lot lately. When I was on the homestead in North Carolina, before I moved back to Connecticut, there were ticks and snakes and things that go bump in the night. So I didn't wear a lot of my skirts. So I went in the closet looking for one, and one of my favorite skirts was this one. It's called a peasant skirt. I don't know if you can see it. It's like all bits and pieces, and it's made with real indigo fabric that's pieced and patchwork quilted together. Of course, it doesn't have any batting. I was trying to. Great job, Joanne. You want to see your garden? Oh, she sent me some pictures, Mike. I'm going to post it tomorrow. Hello, Anita Newsom and Mr. Hubby. Thank you for coming from Norfolk, Virginia. So I don't know if you see all these different fabrics in this indigo skirt. And I don't want to embarrass myself. I think I tried it on and I think it was a little tight. I think I need to do a few more sit ups. So I love this skirt. And what's interesting about it, and you talk about the arts, let me see, where's the front of it? Do you see this detail here? For no reason at all, they hand put some pink embroidery thread. That's what separates sewing from art, when you do extra things above and beyond. And then, even though this is real indigo fabric, it authentic indigo fabric from India, and it's hand dyed, they put this red for the waistline. And let me see. It says it's from Ralph Lauren. What? I think it might be a little tight. It says a size 8. It must be big for its size because I wear 12s and 14s, mostly 14s. I could adapt it and make it fit, but I'm going to do my sit-ups. Yankee Sister said I could ride a horse with the width of that skirt. Very comfortable. For those of you who don't know, I used to have horses, and I still have cowboy boots and gear, stirrups, boots with the silver trim on it, and I'm going to be Beyonce's Texas Hold'em dance when as soon as I get both feet going. Joanne says, "Send me the skirt." Baby, you don't want me to wear my skirt anymore? I could give it to my sister if it fits her, but it's going to be too big. If I give it to my sister Joanne, I will have to I will have to take the waist in when I get out there. But that's okay. I'll have an excuse to use her featherweight, her 1941 beautiful featherweight 43 with the scroll plate again. It says Ralph Lauren. I googled it. These a Ralph Lauren peasant skirt is like is like I saw them like for $500 to 20 something thousand. And when I was not 20,000, like 4 or 5,000. I'm like, that's cray cray. So I tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make one. It won't be batiks, but it says 60% linen, 80% cotton, made in India. So it's the authentic thing. You can have it, sissy. Not Mr. Hershey, but you can have the skirt. You can have it. You can have it because it's in here in the closet in the back. It means I haven't worn it for 8 to 10 years. This is what's called a wide peasant skirt. Okay, I didn't throw your skirt, sissy. I didn't throw it. It just got over there by itself. So that one wouldn't fit when I went to the doctor last week. So I went and got another skirt that was packed next to it, and this one does fit. This one was actually kind of long. I had never worn this one, but I'm going to launder it. Maybe put it in the. I wish I was out there for Auntie Joanne to help me. She's so good with the laundry and stuff. I don't want to fade it with all the red and orange and yellow. So I'm thinking if I put it on gentle cycle in cold water in the washing machine downstairs, these apartments don't have them. It was too long. I didn't want to trip over it. Plus, I use my rolling walker right now. So look at this big waistband. Remember in high school, I went to high school in the 60s, and my mother made us wear dresses that were down to our knees. Soon as we got, oh, that's the ice maker dropping ice. As soon as we got outside the door, we rolled our skirt up. So guess what I did? Do you see this big, thick waistband? I rolled it up so I wouldn't trip over it in my walker, and I wore this one. This one does fit me. I took the head, it had a tie on it. I don't need anything tied around this butt or tied around my waist. So I cut it off. I'm going to use it for a headband. But isn't this cute? All these colors. So this is what I wore. Pulled it up, pulled up my dress for the doctor, let him look at my knee with my bicycle shorts on, and went out. I was so tired by then. I couldn't even get the pick up my walker and fold it by myself. I had to get somebody going by to pick it up for me. So that being said, I said, well, I think I might have some patches of indigo. Sissy, remember when my friend from South Africa gave me those fabrics, authentic South African fabrics? I think there were some pieces of batik, but you see how that circle dress was made? I'm going to make one. So let me show you what I'm going to make it out of. The last time I went to work, when I used to work, I worked in corporate and I had to wear a suit and tie. Oops. I mean, a suit in my pearls. I wore pearls every day. So these, I have all these shirts. No, they're not men's shirts. I have all of these. You guys know how expensive the shirts with the horses on them, and the way that you can tell it's a women's shirt is the way that it buttons. So this is one of my shirts. What we're going to do today, you're going to tell me which one. Hey, GT Junior Grows in Alaska, listening while driving. Thank you for coming. So I'm going to cut up. I do have a few batiks, a few indigo, but I'm going to cut this one up for my skirt. It's called deboning, and I'm going to show you guys how to, if you go to the thrift store or something, how to cut up these shirts. I hated cutting them up because I think when I was working, I probably paid $100 a piece for these shirts. They were pricey. So I went in my closet and I got all my work shirts that I don't wear anymore. So this one, oh, and guess what? I'm taking the labels out because I'm going to put them in my jeans bag. This one says polo as well. And this was a pinstripe. So I'm going to mix all of these after I cut them up. And I'm going to use some of them to patch my dad's quilt. His memory quilt. Let me see. I guess the hanger fell out of this. Look, this one was a signature one. It says Ralph, not even Polo. It says a 12. I could probably still squeeze in this one, but it doesn't matter. I'm going to cut it up and put it in my big circle skirt. Look at all of this fabric. Look at all this fabric. You guys can go to the thrift store and get some shirts. I went to my thrift closet and I got my own. So, oops, ice thing fell. This one is pretty big and it's long. This one might be a men's shirt, but it's long. It's still, look at it. It's still laundered from when I put it in the cleaners. So I'm cutting up all these shirts and I'll have enough fabric to make a big skirt. If you guys want to make one with me, those ladies, when I say you guys, I have to work on my pronouns. But when I say pronouns, I'm not saying female only, male only, or them, gender, non-gender specific. Like I say, use guys. I'm just talking about everybody in general. Just that's what people my age do. Look at this. Another work shirt about to get cut up. Still ironed from the days. Uh-oh. This doesn't say Ralph Lauren. This one even has the crown. I'm going to cut this up and put it in something. It's either going to be in my skirt or and all the little horses are going to be in my skirt. So, Sissy, I'll send you this indigo skirt and I will make one for my own self. I don't iron, you guys. I don't use guys. Yes. So look at this one. Oh, and my favorite thing was shirts with French cuffs. And I used to have my own cufflinks. But guess what? When I cut these up, there's a lot of fabric in here too. I'm cutting it all up. Ellen Campbell. Hello, Ellen. She's here showing some love. I've been watching you working on all of your quilting supplies, and talking about getting a long arm machine. I sold mine. I can't stand and quilt anymore. And sitting down, I didn't get the same perspective. I used to be first vice president of the North Carolina Long Arm Association. Oh my. I'm looking at this shirt. Oh, this one had darts in the back. Oh, this one was fitted. This must be from a time when I used to do my sit ups. Actually, I do sit ups. I just don't do as many as I should. I was doing something one day, and my mother looked at me and she said, "Oh, look at your stomach sticking out. That's not like you. That's not like you." I started doing my leg lifts and sit ups then. So, chit chat. Sharita's bag is finished. For those of you who didn't see it, this is a handmade apron that I made. It has Pankey on it and a P with this is one of my own patches. And this is for my granddaughter, Sharita. Her birthday present was 2 weeks ago. And it's custom made. It has a suede thing. Oh yes, Miss Ellen. I do the computer guided and hand guided. When you hello Miss Shirley, my sister Miss OG Gardner, Miss Shirley. When you submit quilts for quilt shows, though, when I was a quilt show judge, we used to give extra credit to. You can tell when the computer does all of the work, and you can tell when it's hand guided. I liked doing things that were different. I like being different. I didn't want the computer ones completely. I always stuck some of my own things in. Psalm 146 says hello and welcome listening in the bushes, her and my bean pie. So these are all my great grandchildren's pants. I'm going to show you when I go over to debone these shirts. And I bought some special scissors that are tailor's scissors. I will show you when I go over there. Maybe I'll do a review on them. I really love. Oh, and then this one little piece. So this bag, these are her own children's clothes that I cut up to make the bag. This antique silver button was from my mother. This piece of gold leather was from Auntie Joanne. So this is a legacy bag. It has something of everybody in the family. Sharita can't wait to get it. Some other things I'm working on. Let's see, Unbiased was making, her and Crafty Leo were making head ties. I mean, they call them galays, but I make galays and you can tie them around your head. You can use them for prepper. You can use them for slings. You can use them for tourniquets. You can use them for everything. So I found a little bit of camo fabric. I've already sewed the sides down. Pressed them down. When I sew around the edges, this one will be long enough that I can tie around my locks and make those little bows around things. I'm going to do it over there because I actually made one in purple and white to match the purple on here. Pescatarian Gardener, thank you for coming and welcome, welcome, welcome. I have some projects that you will be interested in. Let me just pick this up because it's already ironed and I hate to iron. They're already ironed. So, Pescatarian Gardener, I don't know if you were in the bushes, but I will be cutting up some of my Wall Street shirts and making a big circle skirt out of it. So I'll be making patches and sewing them together and they call them peasant skirts. They call them gypsy skirts. They call them circle skirts. I have the things in progress. I finished that huge red and black quilt. It's at the Long Armors now. I'm not doing any king size quilt on the sit down machine. I have a sit down machine called Roxy. So I have some fabric that is kind of like a nylon blend. So I'm going to make this into a skirt with an elastic band. In addition to the one out of the shirts, this, I don't know, maybe I'll put lace on the bottom, even though it's a separate kind. It's two different kinds of camo. I have this one and I have this one. How long is the camo fabric? I think it must have been 60 inches wide by about a yard or two. I can measure it for you when I go over there, Karen's little garden. You should email me because you have little questions that you would like me to answer, and you're a quilter and you're so close to me. We need to do a meetup because I'm right in Connecticut. I'm right in Connecticut nearby you. So these are two big pieces. I'm just holding them like this because I'm going to sew the edges together with a French seam. I would say, do you know the Native American way of measuring where you use your arms out? I would say I know a yard is like when I hold my arm all the way out to the middle of my nose. I would say this is about 30 inches because it's not quite to my nose. So, oh, Karen's little garden says she's in South Carolina. Oh, so you're near Maria Graham then. I don't know why I thought you were in the Boston area. But still, email me with any questions. You're all welcome to email me. Why? Because good friends become family and family is everything. So there's the Cash App if you would like to help the channel to grow and to get things for bringing content. I'm going in my closet and getting fabric for content by cutting up some of my old clothes, by giving my sister some of my clothes that I forgot was in there. But to truth and full transparency, my daughter used to work there at Ralph Lauren. So she used to go to the employee store and shop, and sometimes you could get 50% off. So for birthdays and holidays, she would give me things. So I'm going to put this up so that I have more room to show you things. And I'm going to show you how to repurpose some of the things you can make with the head wrap, and you can make it in different sizes. I have some that are going to be short. I made a short one in camo. I made a long one that's 88 inches long by 9 inches. Still, they can be used for bandages. Still, they can be used in your prepper kit. Still, they can be used for just anything you want. And they're colorful. For those of you who do search and rescue, who pick up kids, would you rather, if you were hurt or broke something, wouldn't it be nice to be wrapped in some of this colorful fabric? Or if you're in the woods hunting, I like camo clothes. I have on this kind of camo pants. It's a different kind. It's like city camo, not the regular green, but I like camo. I don't like my hair loose in the garden. Why? I see everybody else looking all cute. I can't do it. The mosquitoes sting me around my face. They go in my hair. They smell like whatever I put in my hair to make it smell good. You know, when I moisturize it, and I use essential oils and leave-in conditioner and in my locks. These are kind of like little curly locks, and the bugs just come there. It's like a bug attractor. So that's what I'm working on. This is the next little bag for Sharita's friends that donated. Remember the last little Saturday I showed you some of the jeans that my son brought me from my granddaughter's work? They donated, everybody who donated 3 pairs of jeans to me, I made something for them in return. So What else is under Auntie Ellen's needle is I had this one piece of dark camo left. It's ironed. What I may do is put a little ruffle on the other. Pescatarian, is it going to be wide? Yes. I already threw the denim one over. It's going to be like a circle skirt. Like this isn't, it's not going to be like this one because it's going to have more fabric, but it's going to be at least this wide. This is just an African. Oh, I thought I cut these off. I didn't cut them off yet. So when I cut these straps off, they will be a headband or something, or a belt or something. Look, Ellen Campbell says, "Hello, everyone." She forgot. I know, we get so excited. Auntie Ellen, the skirt sounds like the bottom of a Panamania Polera. Yes, they call them different words in different cultures, but it's going to be big. And this fabric I bought, this is going to be a gele. That's what they call this in Swahili. And this is like a very long one. It's 9 inches by 88. And my intention was to do it like this and wrap it around and just keep making it almost like a rose on the top of my head. And this can still be used for first aid, for tourniquets, for you preppers, for scarves, bandages, whatever you need. Whatever you need. This last thing that I'm going to show you, if I didn't drop the pocket to it, which I did. Let me see, because it was so pretty. Oh, here's the pocket. So this is some rough edge applique. I drew some pictures of like flower blades. I put some adhesive, double-sided adhesive on the back of it. I pressed it down, and then I did some fake embroidery knots on it. Then I sewed it on here. Then this is going to be the pocket on the outside pocket on a new tote. So you guys, I'm doing this to encourage you to be creative and just make some stuff up. Just make stuff up. Okay? All right. So, that being said, all of these things are pressed. Here's my ice pack. And I'm going to I've had my leg up all this time like a good girl, doctor. Mother! I was doing what I was supposed to for once, and I had my leg up all this time. So let's go do our 15 minutes over at the sewing machine. I won't be sewing today. I will be showing you how to take a shirt apart. Later on, maybe Saturday, I will show you how I take jeans apart. Like to make this bag for my granddaughter, I cut up a lot of tiny children's jeans. So, just because, see, here are some of these work shirts that I used to wear to work. I'm not working outside anymore. I'm not working in corporate. So those will be cut up. Let me see which shirt I'm going to cut up first today. Do you guys want me to cut up this shirt, the pinstripe one? Sorry, Ralph Lauren. The pinstripe one, this blue one, because I'm going to be mixing and matching them like the indigo skirt that Auntie Joannie is getting. This tan pinstripe one. I used to look so cute going to work with my little pearls on. Nobody ever looked like me wherever I worked. But I wanted them to know that I was professional too with all those guys there. So I wore my suit and tie. Sometimes I did wear a tie. I used to have some ties. And this one. So do you want me to cut up the blue pinstripe shirt, the tan pinstripe shirt, or this blue one? Maria Graham says number one, the pinstriped one. Okay. I think that one will be good. I think that one will be good. Let me see if I get to the bottom of the chat. Let me see. Okay. So you guys, what's today? Thursday. Miss Shirley OG Gardner will be going live at 7. Odom, I think, goes at 8. Usually, Grow Big TV goes live. Usually, Vision Preparedness goes live. And I don't know, everybody likes the blue pinstripes. Me too. Imani Anita says blue. I'm going to cut them all up because that skirt's going to take a lot of fabric. And Auntie Ellen has some hips on her little self. So I'm going to take you over here. I'm going to put you across my arm. So I want to encourage you guys to do what you love what you do, and don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share this out if you like my content. I try to show you something different. I try to show you something that's exciting. I try to show you something that you can make without spending a whole lot of money. I don't know how much this fabric costs. Like per yard, I will tell you this is original cotton. It's good quality. If it were on a bed sheet, it would probably be like 800 thread count, 400 thread count. It's very soft, very soft. So Anita, I'm going to cut this one up first, and then eventually they're all going to be cut up because I want to have a skirt similar to the indigo skirt where it's all mixed and matched. And don't look at my stomach, it ain't that fat. It ain't that fat. I saw you guys sneaking and looking. My sister says when I tell you I'm moving slowly because I'm not using my cane, I'm not using my walker, I'm just being grown and walking with this kind of heavy laptop and this kind of heavy phone. So I cleared this off. Sorry, I don't want to make you guys spit up, but I want you to be able to see all of this. You don't have to see my face. Are you guys laughing about my stomach? Mother, I'm holding it in. I'm not embarrassing the family. So let's take this pretty shirt off. Oh, you guys, those of you who have good sewing shears like these, I don't know why. If they say they're for women for sewing, like these Gingers, they charge you $40, $50, $30. These cost so much money that I even had my sewing machine guy. I don't know if you could see it real close. It says Pankey. I had all my tools, my good tools, engraved with my name on it. You can also use a Dremel and grind your names on your own things. But when you use these, save these for your good fabric when you're making. These are 25 years old. Listen, you can still hear how sharp they are. But a couple of weeks ago, I just happened to be on Amazon, and thanks to I have 19 members. I have 19 members. Ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling. Ding-a-ring-a-ling-a-ling. This is actually my goat. I used to have goats and ducks and chickens, and I've had pigs and horses. I've lived off-grid. I dug my own well. I put my own electric in, and my own septic tanks, everything. I've done it all. Crafty Leo, you didn't miss the whole live, but you can go back. Crafty Leo, and thank you for all the gift certificates for the members. I'm just thanking them because I now have 19 members, and because of that, I'm able to do little things that lead to the content. I can make it with the things that I already have, but it's nice having extra things. So look at these scissors I bought. Trying to see. Oh, they say Pro Shears. I should do a whole review. They're black on black in black. They have a gold screw on them. They come with a little wrench that you can tighten, loosen them. They also come with a tape measure. Like you're a real tailor or something. Whatever. But I'm going to be using these for my jeans. I will not be using, and these are sharp. These are supposed to be leather scissors. So I don't know if you can hear. It's sharp. Sharp, sharp, sharp. Oh, speaking of the galays and the time before I start cutting up this shirt, here's when I made Crafty Leo. Now she's here. I can talk about her to her little face. Her and Unbiased LLC, they made galays. Now, Auntie Ellen is traditional, old fashioned. I've been making them, I want to say at least 60 years since I was in college. I started college when I was 17, and I went to Howard University. So we did all the, African garb, the Ungawa back power. They had the riots, the sit ins, all the other thing. And so I learned how to make the standard one. Back then, they were like 16 inches wide by 72. Why 72? That was the width of 36 plus 36 is 2 yards of fabric. Or if you had 1 yard of fabric, you could cut it down the middle. By the time you hemmed it, it would be 16. So, how about this, Crafty Leo? So, oh, wait a minute. I'm going to start it this way. So, I made my own little gala. This was 2 fat quarters of purple fabric you saw. This was in that purple pack that I was gifted you guys a couple weeks ago. And I noticed there were 2 fat quarters that they were the same. And I was like, okay. I even left the little writing on it so that you could see it was authentic fabric. So I could tie it around my hair like this. Mind you, I could still use it for bandages, for tourniquets, for whatever. I could just, what am I doing? I'm making a mess. I can make it like Unbiased had hers, and keep twisting it around, twisting it around. It's not a very good one, but I think it looks cute. For Black History Month, it didn't get done in time, and it's not tied the best, but it's cute. I had the intention. Our church at home. Yes, y'all. So there are different ways you can tie it. And again, this can be used at the scene of an accident. Hey, Food by Faith, Garden to Table, thank you for coming. And it can be used for a variety of things. It's just 2 fat quarters equals a ½ yard of fabric. And I just sewed it and twisted it around because what had happened was I have a lot of African dresses and a lot of them have purple in them. But what had happened was at the time when I did not have a lot of African fabric, I took all the big 16-inch by 72-inch head wraps and cut them up and put them in quilts, put them in my arts and craft. So I figured if I made this one purple, I would have at least one purple head wrap for Juneteenth. What is Juneteenth? Juneteenth is a national holiday, and it was started, I don't know when it was made into law, but in 1861, January 1st, President Lincoln passed the Emancipation Act that said, well, in detail, it didn't end slavery in all states. It said all the states where they were fighting for the Union. But anyway, they had horses driving from wherever the capital was at the time, and the slaves in Texas didn't find out that they were free until Juneteenth of 1863. So it's now a nationally recognized holiday in all of the United States. So since I didn't get my stuff ready for Juneteenth, maybe I'll have some shirts, some indigo. I'm going to put whatever I have together and make my own. So here is a dress shirt, and we're going to cut it up because you won't be able to see my face for a while, but this is what you call deboning a shirt. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is take loose these little buttons on the shirt tab. Well, I can use these. These aren't my real good scissors. And let me see. Where did I just take them? So I'm going to save the buttons, or maybe I'll just leave them on there for now until I can see a little better, because I want to take them off. I want to take them off without putting a hole in the fabric. So I don't know if you guys, how you learn how to iron. My mother, one of her first jobs in high school, she worked at a cleaner's, and she taught us how to iron properly. We ironed Daddy's shirts and my brother's shirts because my brothers were out working in construction with Daddy. So the first thing I'm going to do is cut off the collar and the little part. It's double-sided, so there is a lot of fabric in there. So I'm going to carefully cut this because I want to save. And you guys, it's actually kind of difficult. I'll put it down flat because when you have vision in one eye, your depth perception is off. So when it looks like one thing, it's something else. So this, I will actually, I don't have to do it now, but I'm just doing it so that I can show you. I'm separating these because I will be using the fabric on both sides, or I might use it for a purse or something like this. Oh, this thing cuts like butter, baby. And I'm being careful, Michael's Chaotic Gardening. I'm putting my hand underneath. I will save the buttons until later. And I will move my hand out of the way. Oh, so I was telling you about Mommy. And when you iron a shirt, we had a way to you hung the clothes on the clothesline a certain way. You put all the undershirts together, all the underpants together, the socks together. And when you ironed a shirt, you ironed the collar first, then you ironed the yoke. What is the yoke? The yoke is this part over here. Why is that important? It's important because the yoke is double-sided, and I will be opening that up. Hello, Erica Taylor, if I didn't say that before. So I will be opening this up, and you can already see this is 2 layers of fabric that can be used for strip piecing, for quilts, and I will be taking that apart. So that's not what I'm going to do next, though, because these sleeves are very long. So I'm going to take these brand new sharp scissors. Hello, David Corey with the Cropper. I'm cutting up all these work shirts. I do not work in an office anymore. And this horse has rode off into the sunset. Now, see this horse? Ralph Lauren charged all that money to put it on there. I'm not going to waste that. I'm going to put it in something in the next part of what I'll be sewing. So now we're going to cut the cuffs off. Same thing. The cuffs are double. So I will be using all the fabric on both sides. So when I cut this, there's actually a little pleat in the cuff and it makes it look wider than it actually is. So I have these pieces. I have this cuff. I have this sleeve open. And I'm going to find the sleeve where it was sewn. Here it is. And I'm going to put on the flat side of where it's sewn. It's actually a French seam. I might use seam and all. Who knows? Sorry, my hand is in the way. But I'm putting it down so that these sharp scissors don't cut my hand. So look at all this fabric. This sleeve alone has about a fat quarter in it. So there's two of those. Let's cut the other one off. Take out our handy dandy little sharp shears, and I'm actually cutting on the side of the shirt where it's flat, closest to the sleeve, not where the chest is. So I'm going to cut one layer at a time so that I cut it straight. So all of this will be going into my circle skirt. And I know that I have a couple pieces of indigo to mix with it. I'm going to mix it and match it. And I'm just being careful that I don't double cut the seams while I'm talking. Cut holes in the middle of the fabric. This cotton is so soft. Well, it's been used a few times and washed and laundered by the laundry because I didn't have anybody to do it, and I hate to iron. This one is one of those home ones. Auntie, you're doing a great job on the shirts. Thank you, Maria. Oh, I know what I wanted to show you. So I'm cutting this cuff off, and I'll put it in the pile that needs buttons broken down. Here's this big sleeve. I'll just put it up here. I just put it across the sewing machine up there. Sorry. So now we're going to cut up this one. And once you cut the bottoms off, because there are pleats in here, this opens up wider than you actually could see that it was before. So now I'm going to find the seam of the shirt and I'm going to cut as close to it as possible. As close as possible. So you guys that have old shirts, or those guys that left their old shirts at your house and they cheating on you, oh well. Your mom was great at ironing. My mom didn't have to be good at ironing once she had 6 kids. That was our job. I was the oldest. So I ironed for my sisters and brothers and mom and dad. So look, this is almost another fat quarter of fabric. Now, look at what we're left. We're left with this big old, now it's easier to get the yoke off. So I'm going to cut along the front of here. And I'm going to do this to each of these shirts. I'm going to cut them up and put them in. I'm just going to leave this like this so I can show you guys something. I'm going to cut this side along because I want you to see this has got to be at least a yard of fabric in this part. I'll hold it upside down just so that you can see it all. Look at all. Look at all this fabric in this one shirt. And this is not even a man's shirt. Oh, they say don't say man or woman. This is not even a big shirt, I should say. This is a shirt that was made to wear for a woman that used to wear a size 12 or an 8, and I could probably still wear this shirt. I don't want to wear it to wear. I'm not going to work in a pie factory. I'll work in my garden. I'll work in the kitchen cooking something for my family. When I was in Arizona, I made Joanne and Uncle Roscoe. He's doing well after his surgery, you guys. Auntie Joanne's husband. I made them cornbread every day. I cooked every day. So look at all this fabric. This is about a half yard. Oh, no, why don't I just measure it? So this piece is 29 inches long by across the deepest part, 29 inches long by 12 inches. And mind you, this is still folded. I can unfold this and pick it out. And this is another 2 inches. I have all these buttons to use for something else. Now I will cut off the other side. And again, I'm going to put it on the flat side with these wonderful new shears I was able to get on Amazon thanks to my new channel members. Oops, I actually cut into that one. This is like an optical illusion following these stripes. The shirt is actually well made. Okay, so now here's the part. Look at this. So we have another piece that's 12 inches by 29. So that's actually about a yard. Then, oh no, these are the ones I already did. Then we have this whole back. Now this is about, well, let's do it. Let's measure it. So this is 26 inches wide by 25 inches long plus the yoke. So I am going to be cutting 2 or 3 of these shirts up to patch my dad's quilt, his memory quilt, his legacy quilt. I've worn it out and I'm going to patch the holes in it. And I'm going to take some of these shirts, cut up squares, and actually make a big circle skirt like the indigo one that I'm sending to my sister. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I will be cutting up some pants and show how I cut them up several ways to make my bags as well. Hope you guys liked it. If you like it, don't forget to give a thumbs up. And don't forget to share with others what you're doing. So I'm going to end about 5:15 because I'm going to put my leg up. For those of you who are new or watching in the bushes, I actually had a complete knee replacement. It's three weeks ago exactly. And I'm doing great. I'm doing great. I'm making galays, and I have 2 already cut out and ironed to make them in camo. I've got fabric cut up to make a skirt. That one won't be a big circle skirt because I don't have as much fabric. But I didn't mean to do this. But I wanted to show you guys how I start, and I'm going to be cutting up squares. I haven't decided maybe probably 7.5 inches, because that's what I put in the quilt, or 9.5 inches, so that I can patch them. And I'm going to sew them together, hodgepodge, just like that. Not just like, but just like that skirt that was made in India out of indigo. So, ego amote, this is an I in American Sign Language. And Mani can tell you, this is an L, this is a U. This is how you say I love you in American Sign Language. I love you, Mother. Thank you for coming, everybody. And I will be live at 6 o'clock on Saturday. Thank you for coming. And don't forget to support